Today, Brawl Stars released a new Brawl Talk, and I gotta say, it was absolutely abysmal. There were many reasons on why the Brawl Talk was so bad, and in this video I'll be explaining why. But first, let me talk about what was good about the Brawl Talk. The nerf to all hypercharge stats was definitely headed into the right direction by Supercell, however, I think it was executed wrong, and I'll be explaining later in the video why, so stay tuned for that. I'll be going over 7 reasons why the Brawl Talk was such a failure, starting from the least important to the most important problems. With that being said, let's jump onto the first problem, and that being skins. Now, in my opinion, I do think the skins were a little bit of lackluster this update, deeming the skins kind of basic in my opinion, although the Mandy Mecha, the Penny Archer Queen, and the Nita skin were all really fire. While the rest of the skins are just kind of eh. Like those yoga skins are just so out of place, and they just feel like they were thrown in here for no absolute reason. But there's a good reason why this is at the bottom of the list, because at the end of the day, skins are just cosmetics and don't really add anything special to the game. Moving forward to the second problem, the new game mode Upside Down Showdown. This game mode by the name is literally just Showdown with a bunch of power-ups. To be honest, this doesn't really add anything new to the game. I understand the concept from where it's coming from, but it's really not that intriguing in my opinion. And I think a lot of people can also understand. It's not a competitive game mode, and the fact it's a temporary game mode, and so unlike Brawl Arena, it will be getting removed from the game eventually. I feel like making a friendly match with the modifiers is going to be more fun than this. Yet yes, while this mode might seem unique, it's really not, and I'll be explaining more on into the video why it's not, so stay tuned. Moving on to the third reason, we got the new brawler Gigi. Not only does this brawler just seem to be reusing mechanics from other brawlers, this brawler seems absolutely busted even without a hypercharge, because it will pretty much guaranteed team wipes in some matchups. Once again, Supercell just releases unbalanced brawlers like they always do, in this case of Gigi. I do like the new trait though with dodging ammo get to your super, however that's just gonna make me scream at my randoms even more, because they're just gonna feed Gigi by just, well, being bad at the game. Although her kit just feels like a combination of Amber, Trunk, combined with teleportation. Overall, the concept isn't terrible of Gigi, it's just not performing great. And now as we move into the fourth reason, we're starting to get into some of the worst problems. With that being said, reason 4, the repeated content. Supercell has been using the same concepts and ideas from past updates, and in this Brawl Talk, it's no different. For example, the boss battles is, well, boss battles, it's really nothing new, and it doesn't add anything intriguing to the game. Like seriously, these boss battles aren't even fun anymore, they just seem so boring after the Brawloween event. And of course, like any other update, they had to add power-ups to the game once again in the new game mode. This feels like a mix of the SpongeBob update once all over again with the waffles, a temporary currency to buy the power-ups for the new game mode. Like, I don't want to hate Supercell that much, but can we really not think of anything new for the game? Like, seriously, it's actually getting boring and repetitive, having the same idea every single time, just with a slight change. It's not fun, Supercell, please. Well, yes, the power-ups might look fun, it really does not add anything new into the game. Going on with the fifth reason, we have the hyper nerfs being executed wrong. For the longest time I've been saying to nerf all the damn hypers because most of them were just way too broken and way too game changing, and they decided to this update, but I feel like they did it wrong. They nerfed every single hypercharge by giving every brawler the exact same stat bonuses the hypercharge provides, but I feel like it could have been done better. With Supercell nerfing all the hypers, not only did they nerf the overpowered ones, they nerfed the underpowered ones. So now brawlers like Nani and Sprout are going to be even worse with these hypers. I feel like Supercell are going in the right direction, however I have a better idea how Hypercharge could have been nerfed. In the past I thought Supercell would just simply nerf each individual hyper to make them less overpowered. For example, for Kenji's hyper, instead of making him teleport to where he throws the super, just pulling the enemies in and getting hit by the super is good enough. It makes a really strong super without guaranteeing a team wipe. My idea is to nerf the stat bonuses of the hyper for each individual class of brawlers. For example, for assassins we moved the damage and the defense back to 5% as Supercell does, but we increased the movement speed to 20% as Supercell has it. as they're trying to do in this update, keeping assassins what they are, meant to, well, assassinate. With other examples, tank and support brawlers have a 5% damage boost, a 5% movement speed, but a 20% defense boost, as most tanks are right now. If you're wondering why I included support brawlers into this, it's because the defense stat is probably the best for them. And then for the rest of the classes, controllers, damage dealers, artillery, and marksmen, they would all get a 20% damage boost, 5% movement speed, and 5% defense. In this way, you're nerfing all the hypercharges stats in the game. However, you're keeping the hypercharge stats to where it helps the brawler the most. Such as, with this new update, a 20% speed bonus isn't going to help anyway with artillery brawlers. It's going to be pretty much useless for them. But if they had a 20% damage instead of speed, it could really help them. This is why I say Sprout is just going to be even worse with his hyper now, because, well, he lost all the damage he got. Now he's just going to be a 5% damage boost and 20% speed, which is not going to be very helpful. If you can see where I'm going with this, yeah. And now we're moving on to reason 6, and that is the lack of content in this Brawl Talk. If you notice by the Brawl Talk video, it's only 7 minutes long compared to other Brawl Talk videos. As in the last one, it was 10 minutes long. The one before that was also 10 minutes long, and the one before that was 12 minutes long. There's just a lack of content in this one. I mean, normally in a Brawl Talk and in an update, we get 2 major seasons with the major skins and events. But in this Brawl Talk, there's only one major event, which is the Stranger Things collab. And after that, it just feels like things were thrown in together. For example, last Brawl Talk, we had the Subway Surfers collab. And the next season, we had the Brawloween update. And so for the 2 seasons, we had 2 major updates and 2 major events going on. Unlike the next season's coming up. Also, there's a few other things to keep in mind. We had only 4 hypercharges. I'll give Supercell the exception due to the fact, well, there's not many more brawlers to give hypers to. The fact that only 1 brawler was added, and once again that the Brawl Talk video is only 7 minutes long compared to other Brawl Talk videos. And so yeah, there was just no content added to this. Now moving to the 7th and final reason, we have the lack of fixing the game's problems. The game right now is not in great shape, with many things needing to be added, removed, or just improved in general. One of those would be hypers, which Supercell, well, like I said before, they're in the right direction. But other things, ladder is such a joke right now. It's so uncompetitive, it's just not serious. Ranked, the matchmaking sucks in ranked. We need to increase punishments for ranked and for dodgers, win traders. There's still some hackers in the game. Records still suck. You see the problem here? Supercell didn't do any of this besides hypers in the latest Brawl Talk. Also, the fact, I know they're going to do this later on during the season, but they didn't really nerf any brawlers. Nina's been absolutely broken in the meta right now, and she literally just got a hyper, making her stronger. I really hope that she's going to get a drastic nerf to at least her height. No, I hope she gets a big nerf overall to her hyper, to her kit, to everything. Because the hyper that she got is absolutely busted. So yeah, that was 7 reasons why the Brawl Talk was such a failure. If there's something I missed, comment down below what I missed. And comment down below your opinion on the Brawl Talk. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great day or night wherever you are. Take care, God bless, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.